Hi everyone, it's Sue. Welcome back. I'm working again today in this elegant correspondence journal. So you've seen it a few times. I've got so many journals on the go. I know I say that all the time, but I have. And I've worked out as well that I tend to create by mood. So whatever takes me, I run with it. That's why it probably takes so long to finish making journals. But in the previous live, Friday Night Live, I decided that I wanted to do a waterfall page. I don't know whether that's what you call them. I have actually, in my 30 odd years of crafting, never done a waterfall. So we're going to do it together, and all I'm doing is I'm using the little envelopes out of the Elegant Correspondence kit. So this is them, and what I've done is I've just put them together, cut a notch, inked them, and I've just taken off this flat part. So cut from this line to this line. So that will create the hinge for the flip up. So in the live we were trying to work out how to close this, and one of my lovely subscribers, Sandy, suggested maybe a typewriter ribbon. Fantastic idea, and I couldn't get that out of my head, but I had a look, and the couple of typewriter ribbons that I've got, they've still got ink in them, so I think that they're going to put ink all over the journal. So I did stamp this little piece of coffee dyed fabric up using like postal theme stamps. These are the Tim Holtz stamps, and I think I'm just going to close it with that. So some of this will be hidden underneath because I'm going to glue it down first, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. So then what I also want to do, I thought, because what I like to do in my journals is what I do in one signature, I like to do a similar thing in other signatures. So this journal is a 2 signature journal. So I want to do another sort of, I guess, waterfall flippy type thing. Love my terminology. And I'm going to do it, I think, using the larger envelopes, which are these 2 larger envelopes out of the kit. And I'm just going to do basically just a flip, I think. So I thought we would do that on camera today, and I'd just bring you along for the ride while I'm fiddling away. So what I want to do, I originally had 4 envelopes, and it's just not quite, it looks a little bit, not much. I don't know what to say. There needs to be more, I think, in there. So it's just if I did the 4 like I originally was thinking that I'd do, that's what it would look like, which is okay, but I think I want to add a few more. So I printed out the envelopes again, and I'm going to add another 3, I think, just to make it odd numbers. And what I did was I printed out just to have a bit of difference in color. This is printed out telling my printer that I'm using photo paper, and this is printing it out telling it that I'm just using plain paper. So there's quite a difference. Oh, where is it? Here. These are the same ones. Quite a difference, and I love both. So with your digitals, just play with your printer and see how they print them out. So I just wanted to you can see the difference in color as they're going down. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm quickly going to go and cut these out, ink them, glue them together, and then we'll come back and we'll put the waterfall together, and then we'll put the larger one together as well. Okay, I'll go and do that, and I will be back very shortly. Okay, so I have cut all those extra envelopes out, as well as the 2 bigger ones, and I've just cut the flaps off those. I'll keep those, we might use them for something, and we might just work on the smaller one first. Now I just want to try and work out spacing and where I'm actually going to start the waterfall. So as I said, in my 30 odd years of paper crafting, I've never done a waterfall feature in a journal or any scrapbooking or anything. So this is all new to me. And I haven't watched any tutorials. I've seen people in flip throughs have them in their journals, and I love the look of them. I've just never done them. So what have we got there? We've got feather. I'm just trying to, so it's the same 2 envelopes in the theme of the journal. I'm just trying to alternate the pictures a bit. All right, so that's what the back will look like. So I'm just trying to get an idea of where to start it on the page. So I think that that's pretty much central, mind my head, central and pretty square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remark where I want to start that. And that's where we will glue the first one down. And then so that's where I had just the 4 of them. So we'll sort of start it. I'll just start it above that so I don't have to worry about trying to rub those pencil marks out. And then we'll just layer them down from there in order of how I've got them. Actually, I've done that wrong, haven't I? Just try and rethink this. So I wanted to do rose, feather, rose, feather, rose, feather, and rose. Okay, we'll do it that way. All right, so let's, oh no, actually I can't do that because what I need to do first is I want to do the closure, don't I? So what I need to do is glue a length of this down to the page first. Oh, okay. So what I might do is I'm going to bring this down so that I've got enough to tie it off. And I'm going to put it pretty much central to the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this bit down here first, and I'll glue it bit by bit because I want this to be behind the flips. Hoping I'm making sense. I can see it in my head. I hope it works out. Okay. All right, so we've got that down. We'll get this first one down. Now I'm using this Tombow Mono Aqua glue because I can't find my art glitter glue at the moment. I I organised our monthly journaling get together, and it was on yesterday, but we did what we called a midnight madness. So we went from 10 a.m. till midnight last night. So I'm feeling a little bit weary today because by the time I got home and tried to wind down, I think it was like 1 o'clock or something before I turned the light out. I had to read for a little bit. And I've tried to go through all my bits and pieces that I took with me, and I can't find my glue. So we're just going to use this one today. It seems to be sticking though. It's stuck the envelopes down really well as well. So, okay, so this is, I'm just trying to think. So that's how, so we've got to butt that up against that, haven't we? Because that'll fold down and look like that. Yes. And then we'll make little tags, our little journaling cards to go in these. Okay, so I think I'm getting it right. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glue and glue this ribbon down. Yeah, it was so much fun. We laughed so much and created so much, and it's just such a really lovely group because we all tend to you know, help one another out, and if anyone's having any issues with something that they're creating, you know, everyone's there to offer some advice. If we forget things, you can bet that someone's always got what you need, you know, and there's no we don't think twice about sharing our suppliers and that sort of thing. So it's a really lovely group. If you are local to Toowoomba and you're interested in attending, the next one I think is the 25th of October. I will try and remember to put the link down below to the website where you can, you just need to book in to secure your space, your place, because it's not a huge venue. So we sort of have to limit the numbers a bit, just so that we all have a decent amount of space to work in. So it can take about 12 to 14 people. But oh yeah, it was so much fun. Some really good laughs. Okay, so that's sort of how it's looking. And I'm just going to keep going down until I've glued all of these down. You could even keep the actual flaps on the envelope if you didn't want to cut them off. And that might actually give you the option to space the envelopes out a little bit more. So I'm just trying to get a similar sort of spacing. It's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. It's looking good so far. So what have you all been up to? I hope you've been able to get a little bit of creative time in. I'm trying to get, oops, just dropped my glue everywhere. I'm trying to get organised. I've got a creative market happening in November. So I haven't done a market for such a long time. Oh, I'm getting glue everywhere now. So I'm trying to get some handmade bits and pieces together for that. So on top of the business and everything, so it's busy times here. Okay, well, we've got 2 more to go. So I'm just trimming away. I probably could have even trimmed these flaps in a little bit further. Just need to glue this little bit down here. I'm surprised this glue, what am I doing? Is actually, it still works, because in a recent tidy up, I found a whole heap of adhesives that I've had for a long time. So I've decided I'm going to try and use them all up. And if they don't work, I'm just going to throw them out. It's a bit like adhesives are a little bit like trimmers, aren't they? Trying to find the right one that works for you. So I'm just going to go through and just press this down a little bit more. I really like the way it's looking. And then that's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Don't know why it's taken me 30 odd years to do one of these. They're fun. Oh, I need to cut that a bit. There we go. Oops, now I've moved it all. Obviously this glue doesn't grab as quickly as the art glitter glue, so I need to be aware of that. I'll have to get my eraser to that excess glue sitting there. I'm just trying to line that up. Now here, so here I could even add like a journaling spot, which I might do. What I might do is, I need to have a think about it. Maybe I could use, just to keep it all in keeping with that, what if I was to cut the bottom of this envelope? This is the beauty of having printables, is that you can print them all out and use them so many different ways. So I'm just thinking if I cut this off, and then this I can use as a journaling card or something. So, don't even know if I've cut that straight. If I cut this, and then I can just use this on the bottom, just to finish it off and cover up that closure. Let me just see, I just need to trim that back a little bit. So I can either do that or I can do that. I'm just going to ink around that and then just glue that down. And for the moment, I'm going to just leave it as it is, but I might even tear some paper and just put like a little journaling spot on there. So I'm just thinking if I glue it about there. Okay, I'm going to do that. And glue it about there, I think. It just makes it all cohesive then. Yep. And then, as I said, might tear some coffee dye paper or something and just do a little journaling spot there, or I could even do like just a miniature pocket. But I think that once we get cards in there, it'll be bulky enough, we won't need anything else. So I'm just going to secure that down and then tie this ribbon, so this will be the closure. Okay, so I really like the look of that. So we've got a little bit of a wrinkling happening on the back here. We'll wait and see what that looks like when it dries, but we can always put a pocket over that so you won't even see that. But as I said, we'll just wait until we see, once it dries, exactly what it looks like. And then I just thought I'll tie it off in just a little bow. Do I do it down, tie it in a bow down here? No, I think I'll do it in the middle. Go. So I'm just trying to get it so that you can see all those stamped images there. Cut it there at where it says airmail. This one, try and twist it around a bit. We'll cut through the middle. And we've still got some ribbon left. So that's quite cute. I like that. And then, I mean, the envelopes themselves probably don't need a lot of decorating on the front. But then we've got plenty of space to put really nice little journaling cards for some hidden journaling. I'm quite happy with that. So then I thought we'll just do the other using the bigger envelopes, and we're just going to do, obviously we can't do them going horizontally. Bet you don't get this tied as nicely now. I knew I wouldn't. Okay. Okay. Hang on. It's because you're all watching me, I can't tie it. Okay, so this side here is a little bit too long, so I'm just going to trim that bit off. We'll get rid of the airmail. We might even use that in something. So there we go. I think that looks really cute. It's a little bit wonky, but it's fine. Okay, so now these, so we obviously can't do them this way because they're too wide. I need to just find a space in the first signature. So let's even maybe think about here. So do we do it the same sort of way? I'm not really sure. Okay, so let me just have a look. No. I want to be able to see, the image. So do we just do the same sort of thing? But just like that, and then put the ribbon underneath. And then that flips out. That'll flip out like that. And then that'll flip out like that. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so let me just get this squared up. And work out where I want to put it. So probably about there, I think. So we're going to go like this. And then I think this one I'm just going to close with a little bit of seam binding. Just maybe this nice, I think it's called light mink. Okay. I'm just going to do it. So I'm going to glue this down. And I'm going to tip it this way just so that I can see what I'm doing. So it's all back to front and upside down for you guys. Sorry about that, but so I don't get my head in the shot there for you. I'm just going to rub that pencil mark off. Doing it there. Oh, you know what I forgot? If I can pick that up really quickly. I didn't put the seam binding down. I'm just trying to pick that up without tearing the page. Oh my goodness. Okay, we won't see that. So same thing, I'm just going to have a generous amount just so that I've got enough to tie it off. Am I doing this right? Oh boy, I'm tired, guys. Not sure what I'm doing now. All right, so we'll just put that little bit down there first. And let's try that again. So I'm going to re-glue this. Okay. Okay, all right. There, that's better. And then we're going to glue this here. So that is what we see. Just need to bring that up a little bit. So there. Okay, we'll glue that. And just a little bit more of the ribbon. Straight would be really good. So just need to make sure that that's pretty square. And then I think I'll do the same thing here is I'll cut, if I've got a larger envelope, print it out. I'm not sure that I have, but I'll have a look. I'll just cut a square there just to cover up that ribbon. So just bear with me, guys, while I go and have a look if I've got one printed out. Okay, so I don't, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this to fit. So I need it to come to about 3.5, just over 3.5 inches by just over 5 3/4. Okay, let me just cut that out. Okay, so I've cut that to size. I'm just going to ink around the edge and then we're just going to glue it down. So then that just sort of, once again, makes it all a little bit cohesive, hides that ribbon closure, and then it allows for some journaling to be done. I think I want to darken this up just a little bit. So this is one of the pages out of the kit as well. I'm just adding a little bit of ink just to darken that up a bit so it all just blends together. Okay. So I just want to make sure. Okay, so I need to take it in a little bit more. Yep, okay. All right, I'm going to glue that down as well. Totally missed the card. All right, let's glue that in place about there, I think it was. Yep. Glue that down, catch the ribbon in there. So it just makes it flow a lot nicer, doesn't it? Ink, what do you call it? Glue everywhere. Just glue that. I mean, I could have even made that a pocket there if I wanted to. But, I mean, the journal is going to have so much in it anyway. It's going to be bulging by the time I've finished. And once again, actually, it's not showing up as crinkly here on the coffee dyed paper, so that's good. And we'll just tie that. Just hope that that's stuck enough. And we're just going to tie that. And I think I might tie that here so that the bow can stick out the side of the page. Just do that. And with it being, these ones being a bigger envelope, I may even just decorate, put a little bit more decoration. It's not, the bow's not actually going to stick out too much, but that's okay. I think I like it on the top. Tie it on the top there. And then I'll trim it, and these bits I'll use in tags. Okay, I think that's quite cute. So that's that. Flip, flip, and a journaling spot. So it's sort of like a waterfall, but just a mini version of it. So we're just with 2 envelopes. And once again, you could have left the flaps on there and laid them underneath, but I just chose pretty much to cut them off just so I had a straight edge to line everything up with. Just makes it easier, I think. Okay. I can go back in and tie that again later. So there we have it. So there we have one mini waterfall, or we'll just call that an envelope flip. And then the second envelope we have our bigger, or our, not so much bigger, but more envelopes used in there for the cascade. And I'll finish this off, I think. I might even just do a bit of decoration, but we'll come back and do all the finer details later. So I just wanted to share that with you, and then I've got a couple of other ideas for ephemera pieces to go in here, so I will do that on camera as well, and hopefully in between videos I might get a little bit more work done in it, and hopefully it'll be completed fairly soon. Excuse me. And I'll do a flip through. So if I can tie this up, can never get them done as nice as the first time, can you? All right, so that's the journal. It's starting to fill out. We've still got a long way to go with it, but we've got some beautiful pieces happening in it. So yeah, and I've just gone through and just done a few little post-it notes of what I want to do, where, and I actually need to put some age tape. Now let me do that while I'm thinking of it, because I've torn that envelope. Been a bit rough, so I'll just grab some age tape. Now what have I done with that? So I've got my age tape booklet here. So if you haven't seen this, I'll endeavour to put the link down below too. There's a video that I've done with regards to this, making this age tape, and the little booklet to keep it in. And I'm really glad that I made the booklet, because I'm actually finding that I am actually using the tape more by having it in a booklet. So I'm just going to add that over where I've torn that envelope. And how am I going to do that? Just going to bring that over here. I think I've got the... Just going to bring that over there like that. There we go. That's a bit better. So yeah, it's coming together quite nicely. So I'm really happy with those waterfalls, cascades, and then this seems to be drying quite crinkly. As I said, what we will do is we'll probably just put a pocket over that so you don't even see that. So that'll work out fine. Yeah. Okay. All right. I am going to leave that there today. As I said, I've got a couple more ideas. I've also been going through some of my stamps, trying to organize my stamps, and this is really bad, but I have got some beautiful stamps that I have never used. Look at this. This is so old. I have no idea. 2015, and I've never used it. So I'm hoping that when I get it out, it hasn't all gone to jelly. So that's the thing. Use your stash, guys, because it does get damaged, and it these stamps sometimes can dissolve. So I just thought there's some pen nibs and some postage things and some a typewriter. So I thought I might even before I come back, I could even maybe do some stamping, just some borders, some beautiful scrolls. I don't know, I just liked this script here with the floral. Even this here, I could utilize that. This is so old as well, 2011. But it's upside down, but it's just got some beautiful bits and pieces that I think that I can utilize in this journal. So I pulled out a couple when I was looking for some stamps to organize, so I might even stamp some of them up and we can make them into some journaling cards and that type of thing. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you're enjoying seeing this journal come together. She is starting to get a little bit chunky, but we certainly have a lot more room for growth. So I will leave that with you today. As I said, I will try and remember to put the link down for my age tape booklet video. If not, just remind me in the comments and I'll put the link. I'm pretty shocking for that. So all right, guys, take care. So until next time, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. See you soon. Bye bye.